writing songs. And the guy that I used to really listen to a lot was a guy named John Denver. And he's since died. He was killed in an experimental plane crash off the coast of California a few years ago. But in one of his albums, he had written a song that was a commercial for a bank. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try to write me a bank song. Now, I'm a very shy, timid guy. You don't believe it, but I really am. And so I wrote this little song that I want to do for you. It's just real brief. But I wrote the song, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go try to sell it. I think it's good enough to be a commercial. Y'all ever heard little jingles on the radio? Yes. What's the one we hear all the time?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yeah, State Farm is there. What's the one we hear about the air conditioning heating? What's that place here? They're always singing, she treats you right. We're not comfortable, but you are. You know, jingles. So I thought, I got a jingle. So I went down to the biggest bank in Shreveport. I called their commercial guy. I went down to the biggest bank in Shreveport and I said, look, I got a song for you. So they said, okay. And I got in there and played it for them, and they did that thing where they said, don't call us, we'll call you, you know. But I thought, you know what, they're missing a good song. And for the next, Miss Land, for the next 30 years, I kept thinking, they made a mistake. They should have taken my song. And about every couple of years, it would come back to me, you know. And I'd play it, and I'd think, you know what, they really need that. And so, 10 years ago or 9 years ago, I forget how long ago it was now, I decided, you know what, I'm going to sell that song. One day I was working in the shop, James, had sawdust all over me. I was over in Louisiana, and I've been thinking about it for years, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do it today. What I'm telling you is sometimes you got to make up your mind you're going to do something. And so I thought, I'm going to do it today. I went in, blew the sawdust off of it. You know how you look when you got sawdust on you. Tried to dust it off, blew it off. Went and got my guitar, drove I had to go to Alexandria, Louisiana for something. I went in town. I went into a bank, pulled in there, brought my guitar in the bank. Christian, you ever tried that? It's a funny thing. You walk into a bank with a guitar. And they all looked at me and they said, can we help you? I said, yes, I'd like to speak to the president, please. I've got something I want to share with him. And they, okay. You know, they went in there, I saw them whispering. God, you know. And he looks around, he sees, okay, you know, yes, can I help you? Sir, yeah, matter of fact, you can, you know. And so I said, I got something. I said, I know it's crazy, I got sawdust on me, but I want you to hear this. And so I played this little jingle for him, and he said, you know what, I like that. He said, but can you record it? Can you go get it recorded so I can play it for my trustees or whoever else is on the bank? And I thought, you know what, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I said, yeah, I could, you know. And I thought, all right. And I thought, the last thing I'm going to do is go spend money at a recording studio and record this, and then them not buy it. I don't have time for that, you know. So I'm leaving there and I'm thinking, where's a recording studio in Alexandria? I thought, where is one? And I thought, wait a minute, there's another bank right over there. There's a local bank. It's called Exchange Bank. And I saw them and I thought, you know what, hey, they didn't buy it. I'm going in here. So I stopped in my second bank that afternoon. Took my guitar in there, sat down. Can we help you, sir? I want to speak to the president. I already learned how to do it now. And they called the president in. I said, yes, sir, Mr. President. Leo Lytle here. I've got a song I think you'd be interested in. I want you to hear it. He said, okay. He said, well, listen, let's go in the conference room. And then he called all of the executives of the bank, including some of the tellers and the secretaries. All of a sudden, I'm in sawdust, and there's a crowd sitting in a bank conference room with my guitar in sawdust, and there is 15 people, let's say, that are listening to me. And he says, go ahead. So here's what I said. I said, well, I want you to listen to this. I said, it's got a little run on it. I said, first of all, I said, every time people hear this on the radio, they'll say, oh, that's Exchange Bank. You know, that's there. So that was my selling point. And I said, here's the song. Need a hand to guide you now that you're out on your own. that you are on, we're the place. Stop on by today, we'd love to talk. We wanna help you on your way. I said, that's right, we're the place. We're the place. Stop on by today, we'd love to talk. We wanna help you on your way. And the president says, hey, I like it. What do y'all think? Of course, when the president says he likes it, everybody, yeah, we like it too, you know. So everybody in the room said, yeah, we like it. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, cool, you know. And he said, can you get to a recording studio?
Yeah.
And he said, we'll pay for it. He said, how much you want for it? Of course, I never even sold a song in my life, James, and I said, $300. He said, okay, $300, no problem. He said, we're gonna set you up tomorrow, recording studio in Alexandria, and you go down there and record the jingle for us. I said, okay. So guess what? The next day, I'm in a recording studio recording that little jingle I just sang for you. Why? I decided I wasn't gonna be timid about it anymore. I went and did something that was a little bit beyond my comfort zone. But I did it because I thought it was a good idea. Now, when it comes to, the reason I share that with you, when it comes to our relationship with Christ, I don't want you to live a timid life. I want you to be willing to, if you will, leave